Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. This is Wayne Bennett with ECRM and Range Me, and I'm excited to have another fireside chat today with a brand that's making things happen in the marketplace with a purpose. And today joining us is Isaac Shapiro, who is the CEO and president of CleanLogic. Isaac, it's great to always see you, and thank you for coming to the program.
No, Wayne, excited to be a part of your fireside chat. So thank you for having me, and looking forward to talking today.
So Isaac, that's great. I enjoy using your products. They're really great. I love, shower time because I have my CleanLogic with me. But you're doing so much more than producing great products. But I want to understand a little bit more about the inspiration of CleanLogic and maybe share with us a little bit more about the things that you're doing around your purpose and mission.
Yeah, well, I first want to make a comment. Thank you for using our products. I thought you had a little bit more glow these days, so I could see CleanLogic's definitely making a difference there. No, but CleanLogic is a purpose-driven brand of bath and skincare tools, and we're really known for our unique exfoliating fabrics and the different textures that we have for different skin types. But the inspiration for our company and our business is my mom, Beatrice, who's been blind since age 7. And really, our purpose is to advance the lives of people that have disabilities.
Hmm. And can you talk a little bit more about the personal story and how it shaped the company, the mission?
Yeah. So when we launched CleanLogic in 2006, we really wanted to have a brand that gave back to the blind and visually impaired community. Since, as I mentioned, my mom has been blind since age 7, and I watched my mom as I was growing up. She created a tech training program to help blind and visually impaired individuals use adaptive technology to gain employment. And so when we launched CleanLogic, there was no brand in the market giving back to the blind and visually impaired community. So when we launched the brand, we put Braille on our packaging. And then we also founded the Inspiration Foundation to fund tech grants and nonprofits for their tech training programs, since no one was doing this. And that's how we've been able to create a give back program where I'm very passionate about getting people with disabilities employment, because I saw the impact that my mom had on so many lives when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Isaac. And maybe can we talk a little bit more about the initiatives that you're doing to raise awareness and provide opportunities with individuals with disabilities?
Yeah, and so just a little bit more on how we've advanced from blind to visually impaired. When we during the pandemic, with the container prices going up really high, we thought there was an opportunity to take our manufacturing skill set, since we do own our factory in China, and we wanted to be able to create our own manufacturing facility where we wanted it to be similar to lighthouses that are nonprofits that hire over 75% of people with disabilities and do contract work for the government. But we wanted to be a facility that was a for-profit. And how that shaped our business is my business partner's daughter is also neurodiverse and physically disabled. And really, she was the inspiration to really start to think about how are we going to create job opportunities. Because when you think about what we've been doing for the last 15 years as a brand, it's really been creating awareness, using
Yep.
the Braille on the packaging, because we've seen Braille, people recognize it, and it's a way for us to speak about what our mission is and what we're doing. And so what we've been able to see is we've been able to create jobs by creating jobs here in the US with assembly work. We're going to be expanding here more with manufacturing next year. And then
Hmm.
we partner with retailers like HEB, Meijer, Walmart, where we're doing these blind awareness events, and we really talk about disability impact. And what we're really trying to do is get other companies to hire people with disabilities. And so when you bring this all together, we're doing a lot of this work through our foundation, the Inspiration Foundation.
That's great. And I know all this great work that you're doing, Isaac, was reported on in CEO World. a magazine. And do you want to maybe share what some of the key aspects of that coverage was all about?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different things that we talked about, but I think, the main thing that I think about is hiring people with disabilities isn't just about doing the right thing. It's really a smart business decision. And when you start to look at our industry in general, if you didn't know a gentleman, Randy Lewis, who used to work for Walgreens,
Sure.
he helped build the Anderson Distribution Center for Walgreens. But what was unique and special about that building, about 13 years ago, he partnered with Anderson University, and they've been basically doing a continued study for the last 13 years, and they've shown 5 economic impacts to hiring people with disabilities. And so that's what we've seen as a company. It's been amazing because the studies that they're talking about, which I'll mention here in a few seconds here, but it's really, we've seen the same economic impacts. We're seeing retailers like Sephora, Meijer, Winco, all people that have partnered with Randy Lewis to hire people with disabilities. And what this study has found is that the 5 areas of impacts is it can reduce recruitment costs, reduce turnover because we find people with disabilities are very loyal to their employer, improved workplace culture in so many different ways that we've seen and what we've heard from the retailers that are hiring people with disabilities. Increased productivity. Walgreens distribution center is actually the most productive out of all their 12 distribution centers. And we see the same productivity. We just celebrated 1,058 days with no workplace injuries. And then, we do see the access to new markets as we see people with disabilities. 1 in 4 Americans has a disability. So friends, family, this is something that everybody knows impacts someone in their life. And that's where I really see there's just a win-win with hiring people with disabilities.
That's fantastic, Isaac. And I also wanted to address some of the manufacturing that you do as it's all assembled or in the United States. So, can you talk a little bit about that? And, why is that important to the industry and to the retailers?
Yeah, I think, there's, when we think about what we're doing, right? I'm going to focus on our inspiration was to build a facility to make it inclusive, to include people with disabilities. And we're also now working with HR to build upward mobility throughout the organization. So it's not just about manufacturing, but what we see, when you think about just being able to shorten our lead times, to be able to look at the sustainable aspects. We're not bringing the container all the way from China, but one of the things that is going to be a process. We've started with assembly work, but as next year we move in, we see with some of the tariff increases, it's actually going to help manufacturers like ourselves be able to bring more jobs back, create more impact in our community. And I also want to point out, as much as we work with the state and getting people with disabilities, we also hire people that have a disability. But those are the things that we really see from a sustainable lead time service. And then as we see in the geopolitical climate, we all know how everything's becoming more of a homeland economics, and the day of globalization is kind of changing here. So we really do feel we are positioned for the geopolitical environment and making sure that we can supply our retailers during we see the next 3 to 6 years some challenges importing from China.
Yeah, Isaac, excellent point, and thank you for sharing that. Certainly understand what you're talking about there, and providing the human resource capital to enable, a shift towards made in America. So, very well stated. Um, the Inspiration Foundation, Isaac, I'm curious to know, in terms of the expansion of the platform to provide employment for individuals with disabilities, what kind of partnerships uh, do you see or need or require with retailers to really further scale this initiative?
Yeah, just to go a little bit more into detail, because as I mentioned earlier, we started with Tech Grant Awards, but over the last 2 or 3 years, talking to many of the retail executives at the NACDS annual shows and just our supplier meetings, we're actually finding retailers all hire people with disabilities, whether it's in the store, whether it's in their office. And what we're finding from them is they're not talking about it. And part of it is just they're doing the right thing, which is great, but they don't want to be seen as taking advantage of it. So what we see it on our field, and a lot of the parents out there that have people, children with disability, or even starting businesses that are employing their children, what we do see, it's really important that we're getting more companies to think about hiring people with disabilities. There's a lot of fear, a lot of unknowns, and that's what we're trying to do. Is we created the Inspiration Foundation seal, and we launched and announced this at our ribbon cutting on October 8th. And we think that's the platform because our industry is already leading hiring people with disabilities. We want the
Yeah.
seal to help our community talk about it, our industry, excuse me, but we also think there's a lot of economic benefits in being able to do this. And our goal, Mike and I, who's my business partner, is to increase employment for individuals with disabilities by 10%. Right now,
Yeah.
only 37% of people with disabilities are employed compared to 77% of people who don't have a disability. So we're really trying to create that awareness. And we think the seal an opportunity to partner with our industry and build this out with other partners. We've talked to Microsoft, we've had conversations with P&G, and so we're really, really excited to roll this out since CleanLogic was the first company to take on the certification seal. And we hope, as we talked earlier, Wayne, adding the seal to the ECRM platform. And we are really excited because we think our industry is already doing it. And
Yeah.
we're just lining it out and really collaborating with the right industry leaders to roll this out next year.
Yeah, Isaac, thank you. And a lot of inspiration. And I love the commitment and the focus of what you're doing here to raise the opportunities for people with disabilities. Just a follow up on the seal. What is the timing on the availability of the seal?
Yeah, we're hoping to have everything, done around second quarter, third quarter. We're just trying to get some pieces together, but we've got a pretty good committee. But we're definitely, as we roll it out on our packaging, and then we're just bringing in some other resources to support this, just because we've had a lot of positive feedback from a lot of the people we all know in our industry that want to be involved or have been personally impacted with someone in their family as well.
Sure. And Isaac, is the seal Inspiration Foundation seal?
Yeah. Yep.
That's
You
what.
can check it out on inspirationfoundation.org. You can see
Okay.
the seal, on there. And we made sure that it's a seal that it doesn't have to be on product. It can be on website, but it's something that really fits in and blends in, similar to like a certified B or a good housekeeping seal.
I love it. That's great. We're here to support it when it's ready, and we can get that up as a filter on RangeMe. So brands that focus in on this can certainly showcase the seal on RangeMe. Um, Isaac, I have another final question for you. This is more on the product side, the marketing and the innovation. Can you share a little bit what's next for CleanLogic as we go into next year, 2025, in terms of innovation to continue to drive category growth for your business?
Yeah, well, first, I just want to really thank you, Wayne, and ECRM supporting and what we've been doing. We've been a long-term client. We actually launched CleanLogic at ECRM in 2006. So you guys have always been a great partnership in terms of us launching new items and then again coming to you and Craig and talking about the seal and offering the support on RangeMe. So we appreciate this long-term partnership. And when we think about ECRM, it is about innovation. But one of the things we see two things around this, because everybody thinks about innovation, new, new, new. We actually think, what is our new marketing to continue to grow what we have in our portfolio? We have a strong brand. We don't have a lot of hero products, which is good and bad. But what we do see is building out over the next year and a half is the product life cycle from baby to kids. And so those are some things that we're really working on, and then elevating the category, in beauty, where we have some unique innovation, and trying to focus on, partnerships with like a Sephora, Ulta. So we really see bringing that, we'll call cradle to grave. And so kids, babies, where we see ourselves continue to bring innovation in bathing. But we really see this year continuing to focus on building our supply chain, because I think this is where we're going to win, especially with this environment of tariffs. And we want to continue to be innovative in our marketing skill set to continue to bring new customers into what we see a lot more opportunity in growing a category that never really had a brand that existed in bath accessories. And we really are the first brand, and there is no brand that exists globally. And that's what we're really excited about.
Well, Isaac, I appreciate you sharing that vision. I appreciate you taking this platform and the opportunity to talk about the Inspiration Foundation. I know you have been working on this for a number of years. It's been a passion of yours, and it must be wonderful for you to see it kind of happen, right? In reality. So congratulations to you on that. I do want to just recognize again, I'm thinking as I'm summarizing here that there are three P's that I think, in my opinion, exemplify your company. And that's the people, right? Isaac, I know some of the people on your team. I think they're great. They're very passionate. That's another P. I didn't think about it. Great product. I use your product. It's a great product. And also, for the main reason why we're here to join today is purpose. So actually, the four P's, there you go: people, passion, product, and purpose. Isaac Shapiro, thank you so much for your time and using the platform to get the message out. Uh, all the best for a great holiday season. This is a great message for the holiday season. And thank you so much for what you do.
Yeah, no, thank you, Wayne, and we appreciate you and the industry. I think we all know those four Ps work really well with our industry, and just very thankful for all of you supporting us and helping us be successful. So have a great holiday, and thanks for your time and allowing us to share our story.
You got it, Isaac. Thank you.